Hey Jay, just going to record this pre-call video just so you know what to expect and how AngelFlows essentially works with intent data. So essentially, the clients that we've worked with in the past include personal injury lawyers, law firms, right? Mainly in MVA cases, trucking cases. We've also worked with real estate firms, and one of the things that they always talked about was getting qualified leads, and more important than that, high intent leads that actually want to work with them, right? There's many different competitors in the market, and the most important thing is reaching the lead when they're already showing buying intent, and that's exactly what intent data is all about. And how we actually leverage this is what I'm going to walk through in the next 2 minutes. So the idea is we want to target high intent client acquisition by scanning 50 billion URLs. We target the most active in-market prospects searching for law services to represent them. And we find the leads searching for your products, which in this case is your law services to represent them in, let's say, a motorcycle injury case, MVA case. And then we sync this data, push it directly into your ad account, let's say on Meta, Google, or Amazon. And essentially what this does is it skips a learning phase in Meta, right? And it allows you to target specifically those people that's already searching for your service, right? This lowers down your cost per acquisition by 30 to 40%, which I'll show you how we do that in a second. And on top of that, we actually target, get a much lower cost per result in the long run with qualified clients, right? And we use this in our own ads. So our 7-step client process from audience discovery to sign client is we first define your ICP or your ideal customer profile. Say if you are working with, specifically MVA cases, we will target MVA cases, let's say in Dallas or MVA cases in Texas. And then we map out the exact pain points and triggers. We target this by their intent angle. I can show you in a second how we actually do this with the demo of the software, but we target the prospects based on active search behavior. We sync this live data to ad platforms such as Meta and Google Ads. And then what this does is Meta and these Google Ads essentially just show those specific prospects that you push, including their, based on their hashed emails, phone numbers, etc. And we capture these leads via the funnel and get AI to follow up with these leads. Now, intent-based targeting, what it essentially does is instead of interrupting strangers, basically cold leads that are not interested in your service, your ads appear in front of the low-hanging fruit or people who are already actively searching for legal representation, right? Generic ad targeting reaches everyone. Number one, it attracts unqualified eyeballs and converts almost no one, right? That's why you have low click-through rates. And then intent-based targeting flips this entire equation. So every dollar of ad spend is working harder than your competitors, and it's the only way to actually beat your competitors if their ad spend is much larger than yours, right? Because as you know, with these advertising platforms, it's a matter of a bidding war. Some results from one of our clients, right? We get them qualified calls within, very specific time frame. You can see over here, generated leads at this specific cost with over $20,000 in ad spend. You can see there they've gotten over 3,912 leads off of their campaigns. This is another one with a $0.44 cost per link click, and another one where we had 31 qualified book calls. We have even more results. Can't fit everything in this video, but we even had Bobby in digital marketing, Peter in startups, Rob as another digital marketer, another one specifically an injury lawyer, where they switched to lead forms but plugged in intent data directly, right? So you can see that this specifically works, especially if you've already dialed in your ICP. If you don't know who your ideal clients are, then obviously intent data will not work as you expect it to do. But that's exactly why we actually walk through this process, not just using the data, but identifying what your offer is and what your lead magnet is so that you can close these clients. Right. We'll go through more of the details in the calls, like how we do lead scoring and how we actually get, AI to follow up with them with WhatsApp and SMS, so that when you call them, they're already pre-warmed, they already know who you are, and essentially just gives, the customers more incentive to hop on a meeting with, your law firm or your team. And as you can see, 30 to 40% lower CPA, 50 billion URL scanned. And this is what I call the trust funnel. You get clients who chase you instead of essentially you chasing them. And our lead magnet funnel positions your firm as the trusted authority. So prospects are primed to hire before the first call. Right. So we also have Closing the Loop, a system where data from your sales calls or data from your calls with the clients, if you do it online, is fed back to the pixel so that Meta knows exactly who to target. And then over time, the more data that you feed the pixel, the better your essentially campaigns get at finding qualified clients. So it just gets better over time instead of the ads fatiguing. So if you're ready to fill your pipeline with, high intent clients and cases, then, book in your strategy call, which you've successfully done. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via WhatsApp. I respond via WhatsApp pretty often. Or if you follow my Instagram, shoot me a DM there. But ideally, please contact me via WhatsApp. Cheers, and I'll see you soon.